Hey, what's going on? I have some things to say about Denzel Mims today. But before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that you can follow along with me, Matt O'Leary, on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. And if you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast, wherever it is you get your podcast, and the Just Jets Clips channel, linked in the description below. So it's been no secret, Denzel Mims has had a slow start to training camp. Now, maybe not most, there's a portion of Jets fans who are saying, all right, pump the brakes. He's a year two receiver, didn't have a training camp last year, was coming off an injury, was coming off a sickness, which we're going to get into here in a second, and saying he's young, like let's not worry about him getting third team and sometimes second team reps. And then you have others who are saying that he is a bust already, that the Jets are looking to trade him, or that he's on the roster bubble. And some of that's been coming from the beat. The New York Jets beat reporters are saying that he's on the roster bubble, or like the sixth or seventh wide receiver on this team if he makes it. Come on now. So earlier this week, we had some insight onto why it's been a slow start. Go figure. So he was sick and missed some times during OTAs. Supposedly, he had bad salmon and got food poisoning. No, that's not a joke. It's 100%. I'm being serious. It's not as crazy as getting mono, but food poisoning, got sick from some bad salmon and lost 20 pounds. He is now back up to 208 pounds, and he's starting to slowly work his way back in. Maybe you shouldn't be giving up on 23-year-olds on the first week in August, which is ridiculous to begin with. I just never understood the narrative, whether it be from the beat, the fans, whoever, that Denzel Mims isn't a scheme fit or a good fit in this offense and that he's going to be on the roster bubble and that's from an old regime. Number one, I know that Adam Gase isn't the coach anymore. But Joe Douglas, the GM who drafted him last year, is still here. So what does the regime have to do with anything? And not a fit. He and Corey Davis are similar kind of players. You hope that Denzel Mims becomes a Corey Davis in a couple of years because they are both really good run blockers. They're both contested catch guys and have underrated speed and can do work over the middle. So Denzel Mims, well, yeah. Is he great at route running? No, that's not his strong suit. Is he great at creating separation? Also not his strong suit. But you're telling me that there's an NFL offense that can't use a 6'3", 23-year-old wide receiver who runs a 4.3 40-yard dash, has an excellent vertical, can make acrobatic plays, contested catches. There's no room for a player like that on your roster? I'm sorry, that's just a bad take. You would not be an NFL coach if you can't find a role for that kind of a player. I don't buy that he is not a fit in the Shanahan-style offense or whatever offense the Jets are going to be running that's going to look like what they're doing over in San Francisco. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. Again, too much talent, looked like he belonged way too much on the worst offensive team in football last year. The Jets were 32nd in offense. And when he was with Joe Flacco, who played much better at the quarterback position last year than Sam Darnold, whether you want to admit it or not. I know it hurts for me to even say that Joe Flacco was better than Sam Darnold last year, but it was the truth. Denzel Mims put up numbers. In the 3 games in the middle of the year that Joe Flacco ended up starting against the New England Patriots, the Chargers, and the Miami Dolphins, here's the kind of production that he put up. 4 catches, 62 yards against New England. 3 catches, 71 yards against the Chargers, and 4 catches, 67 yards the last week against the Miami Dolphins. He belonged. But the final 3 weeks of the year, when Sam came back, 3 catches, 18 yards, 0 receptions, only 2 targets against Cleveland, and the last week of the season against the New England Patriots, 1 catch for 15 yards. The offense didn't go to him the last 3 weeks, but the time prior, he put up really good numbers, 42 yards, 62, 71, 67, and 40 before Sam Darnold came back and got back into the mix. So this kid can play. Can we stop with these stupid, boring narratives that come out before they even play a preseason game? God, people need to relax online just a little bit and not overreact to every minute detail of who's practicing with who and understand that there's probably context behind it and why. At the end of the year, do you really buy that Denzel Mims is going to be behind Keelan Cole or Braxton Berrios or Vincent Smith? I don't. Maybe in the short term, they'll rely a little bit more on the veterans, and maybe Elijah Moore doesn't get as many reps earlier on because Jamison Crowder's playing a little bit more and Keelan Cole's playing a little bit more. But by year's end, you don't think that Mims and Moore are going to be a huge part of this offense? Not me. I don't buy that for a second. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Did the beat overreact? Did Jet fans overreact? Are we spot on? Am I crazy? Let me know on social media or right here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I will talk to you next time.